We've established the general sense of the pelvic bone in terms of what we're going to do. We're going to move the anterior superior iliac spine inwards and upwards slightly. We're going to be increasing the size here. We're going to be adding a little bit of bulk to the ischial spines, and we're going to be collapsing the pelvic ring a little bit. So let's get in and do that. And now I'm going to turn polyframe on, and really what I want to do is going to draw. I'm going to isolate each one of these. Okay. And you can do this with the other things visible if you want, but I don't really need to. I mean, I have my marker set here. So you can use the move brush. You can do a lot of different things. I highly suggest you use transpose basically, and that is so that the measurement is really clean and clear. But in order to do that, I'm going to turn symmetry on, pull all the way out past the model, and then grab that outside ring and start to pull in until I get to 0.5. There we go. So key things to keep in mind. Is that a straight line? Has to be a straight line. You don't want it to be positioned out here. You want it to be a straight line. Because then all I got to do is select that outer ring, press shift, and just move it in until they're lined up. There you go. It's pretty much lined up. Okay, now you can switch to the move brush. And as we mentioned, we're going to, instead of letting this continue out a little bit, we're going to, and then chop in. So that's really grabbing right here at the top of that arc and moving that in. There we go. Checking it from the top. Yes. Okay. So remember, you've got the female also. So you can turn solo off, and let's just click the eye icon. Turn everything off. Turn the eye icon to put this guy back on, the female, and then turn transparency on. And so you've got a nice little guide to see what these differences are. So I'm going to move the ischial spine in a little bit. Keep with the same loss of form that anterior superior iliac spine got. And then I'm going to drag an action line straight up. And I'm just going to increase. But remember, transpose really works based on where you click. So what you would want to do, because chances are you want the pubic bone to be relatively straightforward. You want that to stay the same. Don't want to deal with a bunch of muscle attachments changing just because you wanted to change that. And then drag down. And just increase that size. Just a little bit, you know, not a whole lot. We just want to increase it a little bit. And then I'm going to go back into move, and I'm going to make a few more adjustments. I'm going to raise that anterior superior iliac spine, and I'm going to start to, from a side view, I didn't like that draft, that strong slope that this thing was getting. So I'm going in to just adjust that and make sure that it's just a little less strong. So what I'm going to aim for is anterior superior iliac spine, something like that. Yeah. Okay. And that pelvic ring could get smaller. So let's beef this up a little bit. Inflate brush. And let's inflate the ischial spine slightly. Get these guys a little bit more masculine. Just able to handle the muscle attachments, you know, the stronger thighs, all of that stuff. That would have gone with our evolution, not necessarily with where we are today, but 100% with our evolution. Okay, last thing I'm doing, I'm just making some tweaks, pulling that in a bit. Okay. Alright. Solo mode off. This is a little bit too much, so I'm taking this down a notch. Okay, tiny adjustments, but in general, we're on the right track. Okay. Alright, check our measurement. Symmetry off, 1 point to 1 point. There you go. Okay, and then what about the height? One to one. It's a little bit of extra. Alright. So let's put this off to the side. Symmetry's not on. Let's go. And I want to drop these. Okay, come on. Shift S to snapshot. Didn't want a snapshot. Come into that female. And there we go. Those are the two different pelvic bones that we're going to kind of work towards. You can continue to adjust yours, try to experiment with it. I'm going to leave mine right at this. This has all the elements that I need. It's taller. Okay, it's less wide, so everything's moving in, and the ischial spines are thicker, and the pelvic ring is significantly smaller. If I was going to do any more adjustment, I would wait until I had muscles on there. So let's switch back over to the male, turn the female off, show everything. Okay, and let's check shoulders real quick, just see what kind of trouble we're in. Out and out. Alright. Okay, my thought is we're going to move that out. My thought is that that's not quite accurate, but I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to let the muscle volume fill that in for me. One thing I do need to do though with the femur, so I'm going to go into rotate, control, click and drag, make sure symmetry is on. There we go. So I just had symmetry on. I'm in rotate. I clicked on the femur, dragged to another part, and that allows me to then mask that out. So I'm just going to change the angle of the femur a little bit. It's a small change, but it's necessary. There we go. Necessary because of the loss of width in the pelvic area there. Do we need that head to be real strong? I want to actually move that in a little more. Okay. There we go. Let's check a comparison. Yes, that works. Save it, and now this is going to be our male.